All right, folks, what's going on? Back with another video. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic week. If you're a Georgia Southern fan, if you are a Falcons fan, hell, even if you're an Atlanta Hawks fan, you might not be having the best week, but nevertheless, we got to keep going. We got to keep talking about this, and hopefully things turn around. Georgia Southern is on a bye week, the football team, and we have some footage that I want to react to. I've heard good things about it. I don't know nothing about it. I haven't heard it, but I heard good things. Our athletic director of Georgia Southern, Chris Davis, is going to be on Hell Southern Live. Well, he was on Hell Southern Live. I haven't watched it. I had other duties, but I'm going to react to it. First time listening to it. Don't know anything about it, so we're going to get into it. So hopefully you guys check this out. Let me know what you guys think. Like, share, and subscribe, and let's jump over here and let's see what we're talking about. Look at this. Chris Davis look mad already. He's like looking in the camera like, you know what time it is, you know? He's like, he's standing on business. He got things he got to say. So let's see what he says. And there's Danny Reed. Let's go, because, yeah.
Coach Henry for joining us. The season is less than a week away for the women. Monday, Inside the Hill, 6 o'clock tip against Central Michigan.
Yeah. Full disclosure, Georgia Southern's on a bye week, so Coach Clay Helton wasn't on the show. Probably is a good thing he wasn't on the show, because it's not much to really talk about. Like, bro, your offensive coordinators are killing you, and you're not doing no favors by helping the team. So, yeah, just take a quick vacation real quick. Let's see what the AD has to say.
And for the men, they'll be at East Carolina on Tuesday, 7 o'clock tip against the ECU Pirates. We'll be live at 6:30 courtside with the Cutwater Spirits countdown to tip-off. We're going to get a fall update since football is on the bye week. Going to get a chance to take a look at all of our sports. Eagle Nation, at this time, welcome in Director of Athletics, Chris Davis, to Wild Wing Cafe.
All right, Chris Davis, let's go. Let's see what you got to say.
Lots and lots of things to do this time of the year, so we appreciate a couple of minutes to close out the show.
No, absolutely. Glad to be here, and appreciate being on.
With everything that we could begin with, we probably should start with the most important sport at Georgia Southern in Eagle football, since it is the bye week. I know that there's going to be 11 days before the next game against App State.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
With a 3-5 record and 1-3 in conference play, this has been your first full season as the AD with a football season. Mm-hmm. How would you evaluate how things have gone through the first 8 weeks?
Yeah. What is it? Before you say, I'm sorry for cutting it off, but I really want to know what you got to say. Say something.
I mean, first of all, football naturally is a driver here. All of our sports, you hear Coach Hannah and Coach Charlie getting up tonight, and it was awesome seeing Coach Backus. And all of our sports and all of our student athletes are important. We know what football is, and right now, being at 3-5 and where we sit, I know all of us aren't happy.
That's right. We're not.
We're not happy. Our student athletes aren't happy. Our players, our coaches, our staff. Eagle Nation's not happy. I'm not happy.
Hey, another thing, your independent media is not happy either. You might, well, you probably won't. But shout out to Gather Talk podcast. Shout out to those guys. They had a phenomenal, X, what's they call it? The thing where everybody get together. I don't know, but we was all on X talking, and nobody's happy. So your independent media. Shout out to Josh Aubrey. He's not happy. We're all not happy. We need to get something done with this. So what we're gonna do?
That's reality. And that's tough for a lot of reasons. And we have expectations.
Yes.
And we don't shy away from them.
None.
And I know that there's a lot of care factor out there, and so we have expectations, and we want November to matter by chasing Sun Belt championship opportunities.
Oh man, he's speaking it. This is what we want. We want to chase Sun Belt championship. Just holding up a regular GoDaddy.com or Camellia Bowl trophy, yeah, that's fun. But we want the Sun Belt title. That's what we want. And this is that. Now, this is one thing. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember Jared Benko saying this, and I'm gonna be. I don't hear anybody else that's been around for the past 4, 5, 6 years. Honestly, I haven't heard them say it either. So this is the first person that has been in a Georgia Southern position. Even, Coach Clay Helton has said it vaguely, but not with this type of force and this type of demeanor. This guy's standing on business. This is what we want. Sun Belt championships. Absolutely.
And knowing that we're not in that spot right now is frustrating. And I understand, and everyone is. And we have a giant care factor about what's going on right now. And we're going to look, we're.
Oh, he was about to say something. If y'all didn't catch that, he was about to say we was about to look. You about to look at what? What you was about to look at, Coach on AD? What you was about to look at, AD? What? He was about to let it slip. If y'all know what that means, he was about to let it slip.
Diving deep in every aspect.
With the time that there is still in this 25 season with 4 weeks left, and with a run, Georgia Southern will get back to a fourth straight bowl game, and that's something that has not happened in the FBS era. But in the conversations that you and the upper admin and with Coach Heldon, those conversations that have happened, what have you guys identified and how things could get better sooner instead of later?
But you know something, really? Yes, we have been to 4 straight bowl games. We should have won at least 2. I could live with winning at least 2. The one last year, the predictable pick 6, that kind of set the whole tone for the rest of the game. And, the game against Ohio, the Bobcats, that's another one. I can see those 2 definitely should have been wins, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, first of all, I mean, and if you look at, our football team, and, it was an extremely tough loss, against Arkansas State, and, no one's given up. Like, this team genuinely wants to win for not only the locker room itself and our coaches and staff, but also this team wants to win for Eagle Nation and for Georgia Southern and for this university.
I believe that.
That's just absolutely the case. And you haven't, you've seen that, especially these last few games, how much they care. And, I'm not getting into the whole hardship of injuries. We've had a ton of them. It's a next man up mentality. It has to be, even though we've had our fair share of way too many injuries out for the year type injuries.
Yeah.
But, Dr. Moran and I have constant communication about just everything because we're staying aligned as an institution. I think that's in today's deal. You hear the word alignment, but you have to live the word alignment. Yep. And we're living alignment. And yes, to our fan base, to Eagle Nation, I know you're frustrated, and we have to, and it's hard to say this because, but we have to stick together and stay aligned. There's time.
Wait a minute. You notice he said we have to stay together, but you notice this entire time he hasn't said nothing about the staff. He said the players are playing hard. He didn't say anything about the staff because the staff goes hand in hand. The staff of the coaching staff goes hand in hand with the players. He said the players are playing their butts off, and I believe that. But you notice he hasn't said anything about the staff. Maybe he hasn't said anything that because he's trying to be professional, but I keen on stuff like that. It's one thing not to throw your staff under a bus, but it's also another thing not to talk about your staff in a positive light.
Time to constantly assess and adjust. Clay and I talk daily, weekly, sometimes multiple times in a day, multiple times in a day, and trying to look at every situation on how we continue to assess our football program to be in the best spot we can, and knowing that right now we're not in a great spot, being.
And I'm not going to say, I'm going to just let him keep talking. I'm not going to say nothing. Never mind.
3-5, and no one wants to be here. And we have 4 games. We have to fight for every W over these next 4 games. And then from there, we have to assess and adjust and really look at everything, totality of the season. But right now, it's 1 game, and it's the next game.
You notice, once again, he hasn't said nothing positive about the staff yet. It's one thing, like I said, it's one thing not to throw your guys under the bus, but it's another thing not to talk positive about them. But he talked positive about the players.
The most important thing that all of us can collectively do to make sure that we stay aligned.
Well, I mean, listen, the last 4 games at home at Paulson Stadium have been phenomenal. The environment's been incredible.
For sure.
A big thanks to Eagle Nation for showing up. Our student body, you want to say about the growth of our institution. You want to say the biggest freshman class. You want to say where the growth is of our Southeast Georgia, Bullitt County, Statesboro, Georgia, and Georgia Southern, and then you see what's going on in Paulson Stadium. There's a reason why they're all in aligned together.
Yeah.
That just goes to show you that the kids at the school and Eagle Nation, everybody around from here all across Georgia and in some cases across the country still cares about this program. So if everybody cares, it really shows you how bad we want this.
And our environment, we get a chance to travel around all these different, stadiums, like what we have in atmosphere and what our team is doing in our atmosphere from our marketing team and our data productions team and all of our, video team, et cetera, that's putting everything together on the video board And then what we're trying to do from an events and operations standpoint with around Paulson Stadium is phenomenal. And we got 2 games left at home. And I ask Eagle Nation to show up, be loud like you have. All these years, Paulson Stadium has always given us a great opportunity to win at home.
You know what? With him saying that do make me want to just cheer for the team just because this guy sounds like he actually cares. And I'm not saying this is a knock on Coach Clay Helton or Applin or Bailey or any of them, because they did show, especially we saw it when they played against Georgia State, that those guys, that staff did look like they care. But when you see somebody on the outside, a guy like, not necessarily on the outside, but somebody like our athletic director actually showing that they want something to happen and they call a call to action for us to be supportive for the kids that are actually playing hard. I'm not going to give up on this team. I might have given up on the coach, but I'm not going to give up on this team. These kids deserve us as much as we deserve them because we got talent on the field.
And we need to be in that spot. And then last, I'll say is Danny, on football, is that, Eagle Nation, like, we hear you. Like, we hear your passion. And
hey, do you listen to independent media when it comes to Georgia Southern? I mean, me and a couple other people out here that's putting in the work and talking noise. I hope you hear us. Shout out to Gatta Talk again, Captain Clack, all these other guys that are out here that are actually, Edward Burgess. Shout out to the whole Eagle Hub Discord again. It's a lot of us out here talking. And I know you may not be on X, but it's a lot of us out here talking. I can't name everybody, but shout out to everybody who follows me. I hope you hear us because we're the ones that's really talking the loudest. We might meet a minority because there's a lot of people in Eagle Nation, but the people who care are the people that I know that's in the circle that I'm in.
And we recognize it. I recognize it. I'm absolutely one of the ultimate competitors. Our fan base is, and so is our student athletes, our coaches, and our staff. And like I said, we'll continue to assess and just know that in this ever-changing college football landscape, we're going to continue to chase great success.
Teams this.
I don't know if y'all caught that, but he said something right there, but I'm going to leave it like that. I'm not going to interpret it. Just rewind that back. He said something right there at the end.
Fall that have had great success. Men's soccer clinched their spot in the Sun Belt tournament just last night.
Okay, he's starting to talk about soccer and stuff. No disrespect to the soccer team. I hope they have great success and everybody else because I know he's an athletic director. He's not necessarily focused on football, but shout out to all the other sports. I want us to do great in all other sports, but over here we talk about the football team. And with that being said, I'm just going to say this, man. I'm just going to say this. Listen, I believe that Chris Davis said the right things. Athletic director, AD, Chris Davis said the right things. I like what he said. I understand some of the things he didn't say. And I also believe that reading between the lines, something's going to change. I'll just leave it at that. Something's going to change. I know what he feels, what's going on is unacceptable. And I will actually keep the door cracked that he may keep Helton around. But one thing's for certain, based on how he's talking, them coordinators are going to have to go. One or both. They're going to have to go. We're going to need a new scheme, new philosophy when it comes to that. But I will say, Clay Helton is not necessarily safe, but I can see where he could be removed. And I can see where everybody else could too. But at the bare minimum, there's going to be some type of change if things don't turn around. He said we got 2 more games left at Paulson. Want us to show up, show out, be supportive. I live like 4 hours away. I won't be there, but I best believe I'll be watching the games and I will be supportive and I will continue to be behind this microphone, giving you my thoughts and opinions. I don't think he will ever get to the point where he's listening to the, to the independent media like us. I know Jared Benko, one thing I will say, I know Jared Benko did listen to this show. And I know he probably listened to others. Me and him still follow each other on X. And when the time he was here, he always gave me praise. He wanted to meet me and my son, but we just never had a chance. He ended up leaving and going to Auburn, which really that's not that far from here, but I'm not going to any Auburn games. But he was really supportive of the independent media. I wonder if Chris Davis is doing the same because if he's listening to us, he knows that we know what's up. He knows that we know. Like all the people I named earlier, he knows that we know what's going on. So We're not happy. He knows we're not happy. I can tell he's not happy. We want to win games. We want 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 win seasons at Georgia Southern. And I'm not joking when I say that. I want us to be in a position where we can damn near go undefeated. I want us to be in a position where we lose maybe 1 or 2 games a season, because what's going on right now ain't it. And I know he knows that. So at the end of the day, I like what I hear. I want to give him a chance to put his footprint on the football program, because this is not the guy that he hired, and we want to see how that goes. So y'all let me know what y'all think. I think this is very interesting, and I am loving what I hear. And y'all don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and give a shout out to all the places that I've talked to. Gotta Talk podcast, the Eagle Hub, Captain Clack. I'll try to put all the information down in the description so you can check out any of their stuff either on X or on the Discord, or even the the X, or even on YouTube, because Gotta Talk is on YouTube as well. So we'll talk next time. I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all take it easy and y'all be blessed. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.